Hello there, you beautiful people. It's Corinne here, and welcome to tonight's episode of What the Fuck Are We Doing? And of course, I'm here with your host, Alicia.
Hey.
And tonight, she is going to do the episode. So she did some research on I don't know what. So I am going to hear it as well with you guys for the first time right now. So we're so excited!
I don't think you're going to be hearing it for the first time exactly.
Okay, well, the
like
first time from you.
Yeah, it depends. Because I
wow.
feel like I've spoken about her like so much. And it's a little bit darker, if I can put it like that. And touching on the paranormal ever so slightly. But tonight I'm going to be telling you guys about probably the best or most successful rather a serial killer in history, and that would
Successful.
be she was
That's a
the
good
most
choice of words.
successful, considering her body count. No, not the kind you're thinking of.
Wow.
But this lady's name, I nearly said lovely lady, and you know what, she's actually quite the polar opposite. However, she has inspired quite a few things, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. But her name is Elizabeth Bathory, and yes, there we go.
Blow my mind.
All right, so I'm going to get right into it, and I do apologize for any mispronunciations because, wow, I've actually been trying to pronounce the name of the castle for most of the day to myself. Like, I've been sitting on the internet looking at pronunciations, and I think if anyone was present, they might think I've lost it more than they're aware of. But anyway, here we go. So first and foremost, who was Elizabeth Bathory? Countess Elizabeth Bathory, or Elizabeth Bathory, was a wealthy and powerful Hungarian noblewoman whose relations included an uncle who was the King of Poland and a nephew who was the Prince of Transylvania. In 1610, she was accused of gruesome acts of a serial murder confined in her home of Castle. You know, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I think you pronounce it, and again, my apologies, I think it's Katish or something like such, where she remained until her death. Bathory is reputed to have killed at least 600 victims, earning her the Guinness World Record of most prolific female murderer.
Okay, hold on. Like, how sick is the world if that's even in the Genius Book records? Like, why? Do they not know
that is a record? That's surpassed her.
But exactly, because people usually tend to surpass other people's records. So don't they think someone's gonna be crazy enough one day to try and kill 601 people?
Well, her estimated count was actually 650.
This bitch be crazy.
And I think also, in the 1500s and the 1600s, it was a little bit easier to get away with 650 murders than in today's time. Well, if you do it in today's time, like, wow, bro, you've got time, eh?
Just come to South Africa.
That's like a career, depending.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends. But anyway, I actually lost my place. Wait, here we go.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so her actions resulted in the nickname of the Blood Countess and may have been a source of inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. However, it's possible that Bathory was not guilty of all her crimes that have been laid at her feet. Now, some people actually say that she was related to Vlad the Impaler, which, I think it'll make sense a little bit later.
I feel personally like I'm going to put my own little twist on this. There was no records to state that they were related, right?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, yeah. Right. I feel that was like the Joker and Harley Quinn of the 16th century. Just saying.
Right, so her early life and marriage. So she was born in some place, I'm not even going to try and pronounce because you know what, I'm just going to embarrass myself. But the point is she was born in Hungary on August the 7th, 1516. So she was a Leo, which explains her vanity, just saying.
Sorry for all the Leos out there.
At the age of 11, Bathory was considered a beautiful and well-educated girl. Became engaged to Count, again, apologies for the pronunciation. I think it is, here we go. Ferenc Nadasdy. Some accounts of her life include her giving birth to an I stuttered. Illegitimate, no, that's incorrect. Wow. Illegitimate. Here we go. Oh, wow, that was embarrassing. a child
okay, it's
fathered by
okay.
another man before marriage.
Like, I did the same last night. It's fine. Pronunciation is a thing, people. And you do get some kind of stress if the spotlight's on you and you have to, like...
To read things.
Not just read, if you have to recite your research that you did. I mean, don't worry.
And you know what's the worst? I actually proofread this today just to make sure that I can kind of get the pronunciations down, which obviously failed, but here we go. A 15-year-old Bathory married Nadesty on May 8th, 1575. The couple's first child
How
was
old
born...
was he?
He
Sorry.
was... No problem. I think he was about 5 years older than her,
She was
I'm not...
15.
Yeah, well, it was fine that, back in the day.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like, I feel I'm born in the wrong era, but if I needed to get married at that age, no, it's fine. It's good. I like this.
Well,
era.
I think you might like this kind of. The couple's first child was born 10 years later in 1585, so she was 25 at least. Bathory gave birth to 5 children. 2 died as infants, but 2 daughters and a son survived. As her husband was a soldier who was often off fighting Ottoman Turks, the couple spent most of their marriage apart, like today's day and age. However, he may have schooled her in techniques of torture when they were together. After Nadesty died in January 1604, Bathory took control of her extensive estates. So there's a couple of rumors around his death. Some say he died in battle, and then there's other speculations that said that he fell ill in 1601 and only passed 3 years later, and I believe that is part of this article. All right, so let's get to the gruesome stuff.
I feel she killed him.
I don't know. Maybe if she was dressed as a soldier and she posed as a Turk or something. Well, she was a bit dodgy, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put it
Brilliant, but dodgy. So her crimes. Bathory was accused of a haunting litany of crimes against both female servants and minor noblewomen who came to her for training and education. Most of her alleged assaults and murders took place after she was widowed in 1604. Some of Bathory's victims were covered with honey and left outside for insects to devour. Now, there's some speculation around that sentence as well. Some say that it was actually her late husband who covered them in honey and left them outside for insects to, have their way with them. Yeah, it's not cool, guys. Don't cover people in honey unless you've got ulterior motives. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. So... During colder parts of the year, young women might have been stripped naked and forced into deadly ice baths. Bathory sometimes tortured girls by driving needles into their fingers, cutting their noses or lips, or whipping them with stinging nettles. She would bite shoulders and breasts, as well as burning the flesh, including their genitals, of some victims. The intimate nature of Bathory's attacks suggests a sexual motivation, though it is possible to know with certainty what compelled her to act. Also with the ice baths, I would just like to add, what she would also do is she would take a group of, let's say, 5 or 6 young women, and she would actually make a whole spectacle out of it. They would go out into the snow, and she would have people pour water on them, so they would literally freeze to death, slowly.
What?
Yeah, so she was a bit sick and twisted, a little bit demented, but...
no, she needed Jesus. That's what she needed, because damn.
And you know what the weirdest part is of all of this? Today I took some time and I watched one of the movies that they made about her, and I'll get to the names and everything later, where she was actually very religious, and she was asking and praying to God and asking him to, forgive her for her sins, etc., etc. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Not even the big man upstairs would have time for that.
No, it's I killed 650 girls, but I'm so sorry about that.
No.
Why did you,
You need more than... No, I don't know. You needed the Pope that implemented coffee.
Yeah, that was a good guy.
He was a legit guy, so... And if you feel you needed to go to him.
Okay, so depictions of Bathory often mention her bathing in the blood of her virgin victims as an attempt to recapture her lost youth. However, this depraved action isn't backed up by contemporaneous witnesses' accounts, which otherwise didn't shy away from gore. The first mention of Bathory's bloodbaths came 100 years after her death, and thus seemed to be an invention. So also with bathing in their blood, she supposedly had a chamber where there were hooks hanging from the ceiling and there was literally a tub underneath. So she would hang them upside down, cut their main arteries, including the jugular, and she would just lay there and the blood would just drain from them into the tub and she would just bathe and actually drink it as well.
Lovely. Just lovely.
Well, she enjoyed it.
So I'm ready for my bath. You go and capture a 16-year-old in town today for me. Like, what the hell?
Cleopatra bathed in milk, she bathed in blood. Each to their own preference, but there we go. So regards to her capture, on December 29th, 1610, Count Turzo, who oversaw judicial matters as the Lord Palatine of Hungary, arrived at Bathory's castle to investigate the Countess's alleged crimes against women of noble birth. So any mistreatment of servants was not a concern to the authorities. Only when she started murdering and capturing noble women, it turned into a concern.
That's bullshit, man. Okay, so I'm gonna treat you like shit and get away with it, and I can beat you and do whatever I want. But you must not die.
No, it was because the servants were obviously they had like no status. They weren't seen as they were low class. That's how they were seen. So
people were dicks.
People just turned a blind eye to that. But when it started becoming with people who wore very tight corsets and huge dresses, it became a bit of a problem. So they paid attention to that.
Of course.
Yeah. So he reportedly surprised Bathory in the middle of tormenting a victim, and in response immediately imprisoned her in her home. Her high status meant that she would not be jailed as a common criminal. Which, yeah. And that actually also saved her from the death penalty. But all of her accomplices, they were put to death almost with immediate effect. So just because she was a Bathory, it kind of saved her life.
I can't
right?
even.
I'm just, your face is killing me.
I'm imagining now, imagine Queen Elizabeth does shit like this. She would get away with it, no questions asked. I don't even think Scotland Yard would investigate her.
No, because it's 2020 and they'll be like, it's Corona.
God bless the Queen, she's got dementia. She is pretty old. No offense. I'm just saying, because it's actually it's bullshit to me, because even to today, if you've got money and status, you get away with so much more.
Pretty much anything and everything. So here we get to the servants. So 4 Bathory servants, 3 females, 1 male, were then arrested, questioned, and subjected to torture. The court proceedings began early in January 1611. These servants denied their culpability in the murders, but admitted to burying multiple victims, though the murder in their accounts varied between 36 and 51, probably each, I don't know. In addition to shifting blame to their mistress and each other, they also implicated a deceased servant, Darvulia, who'd served as a maid and governess. 2 of the women and the male servant were sentenced to death, which was quickly carried out. The 4th was spared immediate execution, my apologies, which happened to her afterwards is unknown, or what happened to her afterwards is unknown. Another woman who supposedly used magic, Aid Bathory, was also soon killed. Now, with that, there's also speculation, because the deceased servant that they mentioned earlier, some said that she was actually the one who was practicing magic and who aided Bathory with the killings, etc. After these executions, Thurzo continued the investigation on the Countess. One witness stated that Bathory herself had listed 650 victims in her papers, though the number of the victims varied in other testimonials and the Countess's exact death toll remains unknown. The evidence gathered was also included 289 witness statements. So there was a lot of evidence against her, and it's kind of hard to get away from that if 289 people were like, no, but you did it.
I can't even.
You're just kind of speechless, actually.
It's just how much do you hate yourself to do this to other people?
No, it's actually because she was so vain.
No, I feel she hated herself. Because you can't, if you are content and happy with yourself, you won't even hurt a fly. Like me.
That's
I'm content,
true.
I'm happy, I don't even hurt a fly. But if you Oh man, no. She was all types of wrong.
I think the mentality back in that day and age was different, and she was one of those people who was obsessed with staying young, staying, just keeping her vitality.
Why would you always want to be young? It sucks. Like,
who wants to go through
honestly,
puberty again?
I feel I'm in that stage where either I need to get old now and die, or I need to go back to my mother's house so she can look after me, because life sucks. It's bad to be adulting, okay?
Yeah, this is not fun.
No.
So with her isolation, as a member of a powerful family, Bathory was not put on trial. Instead, she was isolated, perhaps walled up in her castle, where she remained until her death in 1614.
Isn't there some speculation that she actually went insane?
Well, that is
because
possible.
of all the ghosts that haunted her there or something.
That has actually been mentioned in a couple of articles.
I would have gone batshit crazy if they locked me up where I tortured all these people. Shame. Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
No worries. As she was not convicted of a crime, Bathory's holdings passed to the family member instead of being seized. So the estate still carried on as per normal, as if she had just died of old age. Like, nothing is wrong here. Let's just call it a day.
Like, what does her children think of her?
I honestly don't know. I would actually like to have a look at that and just
because, I mean, if my mom did this crazy shit, I would be like a bat out of hell gone. Like, no. I don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't care how much money you have. No.
Well, I do know that the kids weren't living with her. They weren't staying in the same home.
Where were
they? I don't remember. I'm going to lie to you if I have to give you a name.
I'm asking questions.
Here we go, on the spot. But no, it was actually in the movie that I watched today. They mentioned where the kids were. So she would just go and see them like on a weekly basis.
They were basically like at grandmother's house or something.
No, they wouldn't even go to her. She would go to them.
No, I mean, they were at grandmother's house and she just came and visited them.
Yeah, the whole concept
behind
that.
Wow, mother of the year.
Yeah, right. So
did they at least inherit all her shit?
Yeah, no, they
okay,
didn't. It was passed on to the family. So, again, was she innocent or was she guilty? The evidence against Bathory has flaws. Of 289 witness accounts, more than 250 authored either heresy or no information whatsoever.
What?
Yep.
No. This bitch was crazy. She was my thought. Okay, anyway.
So out of the 289 people that wanted to come forward as witnesses, only 39 of them were like, no, the bitch did it. And then
okay,
the other
but in today's day and age, you only need one witness against you.
Yeah, you just need someone who...
But 39 people weren't good enough.
No, because of her noble status.
No.
Again, she got away with murder, so to speak. Loads of them.
I can't even.
The testimony that Bathory had listed 650 victims was second-hand accounting of what a court official had discovered. Yet the official who'd supposedly seen the information didn't testify. Once again, many of the witnesses...
Probably because they were shit crazy scared. Because, I mean, if I saw this woman and I couldn't leave and if someone asked me to testify against her, I would be like, oh, hell no, she's going to come for me next. No.
Well, if it was a man, like, I feel like he's kind of safe because her targets were young women.
She'll just kill him for fun.
Yeah, probably for shits and giggles. Many of the witnesses who spoke against Bathory were beholden to Turzo, who oversaw the entire investigation. And the fact that Bathory's servants were tortured makes their confessions unreliable. How's that? It's like, she did this to me. It's like, no, bro, we don't believe you.
I can't.
Right?
I can't.
Why might Bathory have been subject to outside... Ooh, here's another big word. Here we go. Machinations. There we go. Imprisonment allowed family members to take control of the powerful widow's possessions. Her son-in-law knew beforehand that her arrest was coming. The Habsburg court...
He fucking knew she was guilty.
Yeah, probably. Fuck. The Habsburg courts owed her money and they didn't want to pay. And Bathory's support of her nephew, Prince Gabor Bathory of Transylvania, who was in conflict with ruling Habsburg, potentially placed her in danger. So, like, her own family ratted her out. Some things don't change if I look at today's day and age. just considering the fact that most people aren't really close to their families. I don't know. Maybe it's just a South African thing. I don't know. Anyway, however, it's unlikely that Bathory was completely innocent. In 1602, a priest wrote a letter that discussed the excessive cruelty exhibited by Bathory and her husband towards their servants. The testimony against Bathory could have included true tales about how harshly she acted with lower classes. Such acts weren't illegal at the time. Bathory was only punished because her victims were said to have included noble women, but would still make Bathory responsible for many ruined lives. So again, it only became an issue when nobility started getting involved.
I can't even. So it's basically I can go and kill the whole of Britain, but I just can't touch the Queen and her family.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
If you had to compare it to today's
I'm just giving an example.
As a comparison.
I would never do that. Like, jeez,
like, that's a lot of people.
Yo, I don't have the time, man.
The body of the 54-year-old Bathory was found on August 21, 1614, in her castle located in present-day Slovakia, where she'd been imprisoned since 1610. She was initially buried in the crypt of her estate, but her body was likely moved afterwards.
Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't want that bitch on my property either.
There's a little bit of background history on Miss Bathory and what she did. If there's anything here that...
Queen of Blood.
Yeah, Blood Countess, Countess Dracula, some of her other nicknames. So if there's any information here that is inaccurate or that you would like to elaborate on, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments, send us an email, get in touch with us, guys.
Yeah, come on,
don't
people.
be shy.
I mean, I didn't create that email address for nothing. Just saying.
It's not for the birds. Come on, guys, make use of it.
I will drop it in the description below again.
So, considering she died at age 54, I think in a way she kind of got what she wanted. She never got to experience old age. So.
Oh no, bitch, be wrong. Like I feel if you hit 45, it's downhill from there.
Oh wow.
My mom's gonna hate me for this.
Is,
Mom,
yes.
I love you.
I'm not adding anything to that. Not even half a comment. And like I said earlier, some say that she was related to Vlad the Impaler, that they sort of, I don't know, they were in cahoots. But again, there's not much information supporting that statement, or nothing that I found. So again, if you know something about that, let a girl know. It'll be nice to get some more facts and background on that.
This is not my type of serial killer. No.
So with regards to the castle, you can still actually go and visit it in modern day Slovakia, and in this small little town. Again, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Katish, I think it is. If there's actually this big wooden carving that someone made of Elizabeth Bathory as you enter the town. So there's this huge, and it's pretty creepy looking actually, the statue with one of your supposed victims kind of cowering behind her. Very interesting, but it's pretty creepy. So that's what you see as you.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
And there's pictures apparently of her all over the place. So she was a big deal there, and it's also been declared a nature reserve as it stands on a hill featuring some rare plants. So you can't build them all there. Sorry, guys. And also the architectural style of that time obviously was Gothic architecture. So what's left of it, you can kind of still have a look at that, and I'll post some pictures of the before and after pictures of what it what it was said to look like back in the 15 and 1600s.
And of the welcome poster that these people have.
Yeah, I'll actually try and get a pic of that as well.
Wow,
this statue.
I can't.
And her grave is located on the grounds, but they said that she was buried in the crypt and the body was later moved. So that's some speculation. I haven't been there. I would like to actually go and have a look-see. I don't know, I find her interesting. She was a very interesting character, and I mean, up until today, I believe that she has the most, the highest body count.
Oh, there we go. I was like, if you tell me you believe she was not guilty, I would smack you so hard right now.
She was definitely guilty, absolutely. There's no question about that. But yeah, that's that's a fucking talent. How do you get away with 650 murders? Give or take.
Go back to the 16th century.
Yes, and don't kill people of
and
noble
make sure
birth.
you're noble.
Yes, there we go. there's also been, you know, a couple of movies, TV shows, documentaries, even heavy metal bands that people have made in sort of, I don't know if I want to say tribute or just like an educational thing
Yeah, people
or
be
whatever.
crazy, man.
So you've got movies like, I actually like this one, Stay Alive. I don't know who's seen it. So that's
Oh,
more like
yes.
video game based. So that
Yeah.
was about the Countess. And that was the first time I actually learned about her. I was what, like 13? And ooh, I just gave away my age again. Here we go. That's what I'm saying again because I know Karine
Yeah,
mentioned
I already did.
she's done that
I
for
don't
us.
care.
That's cool. So yeah, I was 13 when that came out. Then after that, there was a movie called Bathory, which came out in 2008. I haven't seen that one, but and then in 2009 there was The Countess, which is actually the movie that I watched today, just to gain some more kind of background on her. And yeah, no, it was quite interesting. Very, very unexpected, if I can
Now
put it
as
like
well, sorry.
that. Not really gory, but there we go.
The true crime series Deadly Woman also did an episode on her.
Yes, and also Obsession, season 1, episode 1 is actually they feature Bathory as well, and they also talk about the biting. She would physically go and bite her victims' necks, for example, and she would always try to find the most sort of how can I put it? I don't know, or like the best way of draining the most blood with the least amount of spillage. You know, because we can't call upon her to down us a drink anymore. So, you know, she was trying to avoid spillage and downing drinks, you know, and savoring the moment. So, yeah, no, she was a bit of a weird character. And then also one of the other series I've got here about her, it's called Elizabeth Bathory, Real Life Dracula. Because obviously she drank the blood of her victims and bathed in it. So that was, you know, an evident note of vampirism back in the day. And I think today as well, you could kind of see that as vampirism. Not that it kept her young or prevented her from aging. Not even the witch that was by her side could help her from aging. But she was also said to have many, you know, relations, including with the witch. So men, women, yeah, no, she was a bit of a wild one, hey, in more than one way.
So she was like the 16th century version of sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yes, pretty much.
Basically.
And murder.
Well,
You know, just like a dash of it.
I feel if you listen to heavy metal, you might as well be a serial killer. But anyway.
I listen to heavy metal.
I'm sorry, but I
Serial killer.
can't. Like
sometimes I do.
they just scream. You can't hear the words. So
Yeah, some of
why?
them are a bit hectic.
That's why I say heavy metal.
Like heavy metal. I mean,
Metal
it's like,
is. I won't listen to it,
yeah,
but
it's
it's
not
fine.
your cup of tea. But yeah,
But
that's what's cool.
heavy metal is like.
And speaking of which, there's actually a band called Bathory, which is an extreme metal
course.
band that was formed in Sweden in the year 1983. And they were considered one of the most influential acts in metal, as well as the blueprint for Scandinavian black metal. So ever wondered where that came from? There you go. Nailed it. Yeah, so that was a...
Yeah, because life needs more. Never mind. Never mind. Never
She's going to
mind.
keep that comment to herself. So yeah, let me guys know what you think about her, and you know, anything that you might know or have seen or read about somewhere, or
Please tell me this goes here somewhere.
oh yes, no, definitely.
Okay, can we please get to that, because this woman is just like making
She's
me...
just giving you a headache.
No, she's making me so mad. She's dead for how many years and how many centuries now?
400 years.
Exactly. And I just want to go
400.
grab her out of a coffin
Six.
and smack a bitch.
What's left of her, right?
Yes.
But the castle itself is actually quite stunning. Even now, being, you know, kind of in ruins, it's still something to look at. Let me just actually fix this here. I'm just checking on the laptop, and there we go. So I'll post some pictures of this a little bit later. And Karina's sitting here next to me. I'm just showing her what is left of the castle, and let me just find that picture of what it used to look like. I don't want this to take a while. Well, there's like a
No, it's
sketch.
Like a semi one.
Yeah, it's not the best, but
Yeah, but
so-
I know that it's a museum now, right?
yes, that is correct. So you can actually go and visit that.
And I know they also do like ghost tours and stuff.
Yes. So with, you know, in connection with the paranormal, So
Yes.
you can actually go into the crypt and
Almost. We need to go.
yeah, I would love to do that. That would be so sick. But from the things
So,
that I've,
If anyone wants to sponsor us,
I just let a girl know.
we'll go and take some footage. For
I'll
you.
send you the spelling because I'm not going to try and pronounce it again. But we want to go there. And I watched a couple of videos today of people trying to do paranormal investigations. One of them was these two British kids, they're probably about early 20s, and they used a ghost box. Now, the reason I find this funny is because they were a little bit, I don't know, they were a little bit careless when they did this, because they got caught not too far into the investigation. They were asked to leave the premises. So,
oh wow.
guys, get permission before you do shit.
Don't just go in and do the things.
And I don't know, people who know one or two things about paranormal investigations, like, we know a ghost box is noisy as fuck. I mean, that's like just white noise. And if you're lucky,
Exactly.
if you ask the right questions, speak the right languages, then you're gonna get an answer at some point. And she was actually said to be fluent in, I believe, 3 languages. So Hungarian, Latin, and German. So with that same investigation, though, they got some German answers, and that was mostly hello, and the name Elizabeth.
Well, clearly we would not understand her because we don't speak one of those languages.
I do understand German a little bit. I can't speak it. I think I can understand it better than I can speak it. But let's not put that to the test, shall
We'll
we?
just go and throw her with some
Afrikaans,
Afrikaans
I think.
and see how she handles that. Might be killed, but it's fine.
That's fine. I think
It will be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to die in that castle in the fucking tombs.
I will take a bitch on. I'm not scared.
Bro, I will leave
I'm
you there.
stupid
Love
to be
you.
afraid.
But I'm going to leave you there and I'm going to run for anything that looks like there could be light. I'm going there. So, otherwise I'll take her a beer. I don't know what she likes. Get her a beer.
I feel
Maybe
she
she'll
has
loosen
so
up.
many killings to do and so many people to sleep with. I feel a cigarette will be in order for the day for her.
Right? Maybe we'll give her some weed, because that might actually calm her down a bit.
Okay, we are getting off topic
Not the
here.
point.
We are not condoning any drug use, people, please.
I'm sorry, that one's on me. I'll take the blame for that. So, I also don't think she would go for us because, let's be honest, we're not at her age group. She was actually said to, her target was girls from the ages between 8 and 15. So, little babies, like kids, man.
She was basically a pedophile.
Yes,
Bitch.
to an extent, most probably. So, she was a dodgy lady. She was not cool. Very interesting, but I don't know. Hey, I don't know if I would go there for a cup of tea or whatever she drank. I don't know what we would like. How do you have a conversation with someone like that? Just generally speaking, serial killers. How do you? I don't know. Well, they normally psychopaths, so don't really show emotion.
Yeah, psychopath. No, you're thinking of sociopaths.
Oh yeah, that's true. Very true.
Psychopaths can show emotion to get what they want.
Ah.
It is also, I might be completely wrong, so don't quote me on this. But
Don't
I
quote us on
think
anything.
It was also, there was a speculation that most psychopaths are also narcissists.
Mm.
I might be completely wrong, but it only makes sense to me.
Yeah, considering on the very first episode, you did say that they like to do things and say things in order to get a reaction,
Yes.
but to whatever suits them at that point. And they'll do the right things, they'll say the right things just to get you on their side again. So, if you want to connect it like that, that could kind of make sense. Yes, definitely. But I still wouldn't want to have a cup of tea with her.
Okay, but that is all only for people with narcissistic personality disorder. Because there's apparently a difference between the two. I didn't go and study to become a psychiatrist, so I don't know the difference between the two, and I don't really feel like I'm in the mood to do another episode on narcissism.
Yeah.
because we both know why.
Oh, we won't go into that.
Yeah, so. But anyway, we're getting off topic. I want to hear
Again.
about the ghosts. Are they ghosts? Are there any? What is going on there?
So it is said that her victims were killed and tortured in these tombs. So from what I've heard, you can hear some screaming. You can hear, like her name and things being whispered. But obviously, mostly probably in Hungarian. And I think if she is down there, because they said that she was buried in the tombs. So, Elizabeth, if you're still down there, send us a message, man. Come on.
Wow, because she'll know how to work internet. I feel that bitch.
I don't know, bro.
I feel
like,
that
maybe
bitch is a demon right now, so don't invite her in.
No, stay in your tomb, but if we're there,
if you've killed so many people, you
us.
have received the accomplishment of being a demon in the afterlife. So no, I don't want you, bitch. Go away.
Not in the house, in the tomb.
I will throw you with a tissue. Go away.
She wouldn't know what to do with that. I don't think.
Because it's not going to be made out of material.
Oh, wow. Of course we had to do that. Definitely.
But
yes.
I mean, I don't know. Paranormal stuff gets me the most out of all these episodes and stuff. Because, I mean, if there's been so many deaths and stuff in one place, obviously there is something's going to be left behind.
Yeah, you can't just kill 600, or even, if you had to take a tenth of that, 60 people. You can't just kill 60 people, for example, and expect all of them just to be chilled with that. Someone's gonna have something to say. So imagine
someone's gonna have a fucking issue with that.
Someone's not gonna be impressed.
It's gonna be the Karen of that group. I want to speak to your manager.
It's bro, she killed you. You tried. It didn't work out. So just calm down. Just stay where you are. Just calm down. You did. You're fine. You need to move on.
Oh no!
Stop holding grudges, Karen. Stop it. It's been 400 years.
There is no manager here, bitch.
Not anymore. But yeah, so I reckon maybe, the typical stuff, footsteps, like I mentioned, whispering, screaming.
So basically our previous house.
Yes.
Shall we, since we've got time, and it seems like you are done with the history.
About the lady.
The lady
in red.
Well, Alicia will post some pictures for you on the Facebook page about this whole episode. But we shall give you guys some personal experiences with the paranormal. This is only in our previous house where we lived, as this is the only place where we experienced paranormal phenomena.
Shit together.
Well, hear me with the nice wording, and then you come with shit.
Someone had to do it. I feel like they were waiting for it, but anyway.
So to this day, we don't actually know what it was. We didn't stay there long enough to find out.
No one needs that negativity. Come on.
I know, right?
You fucking bold, you mission.
Okay, well, the first thing that I experienced it was just after I got the staffies to come and live with us. I was in bed and I was dreaming. I thought I was dreaming, but clearly I was not, because it looked like human with, I don't know, it had fur on it, and it was walking on all fours.
So
and it was just what?
Like a hellhound, basically.
But it's just ugly, man.
No, bro, I don't think they're cute.
Incest was a thing there. But and I nearly shat myself, because I was like, what are you? And when I put on the light, obviously it was gone. So that was my first experience. And then I just told it, you are not welcome in this room. And I opened the Bible. And I didn't see it again in my room after that. And then you tell them about the day.
With the kitchen.
Yes.
Oh, that was hilarious. So
this is the shit that she does when you're not supposed to provoke them.
Yeah, but I was upset. What do you expect me to do? Shut up and just move on with life? No,
yes.
Bro. No. So we were standing in the kitchen. Now we had a U-shaped kitchen. It was pretty big, and so we're standing on the one side of the kitchen. We're having a conversation, minding our own business, not trying to insult people, and
For once.
so I hear the tap, and I didn't pay much attention to it because sometimes there was some pressure, and it just at random times would release, and there would be like a couple of drops of water. So didn't think much of it, and then tap kept running. So of course, I turned around and I saw the tap was open and I closed it. Like someone had physically opened this tap. And it was just Karina and myself in the house. So, of course, my comment to that was, if you are prepared to open taps in my house, I hope that you are prepared to do the dishes. Because seriously, wasting water, it's not cool, bro. Who the fuck do you think pays these bills? It's not you. No, it's us. Calm down.
So, keep in mind, this was while she was still working constantly before COVID hit us.
This was about a year ago.
So after that, I think a night after that, she got on the train again. And because of her comment, shit escalated in the house.
I feel like that was my fault.
And she was not there, so she didn't care.
No, I didn't know. When I got back, I cared about it, but I didn't know.
So I think it was 2 nights after you were gone.
Yeah.
I went and I took a bath. And Pluto, that is Belly Button's son, by the way, he always went to the bathroom with me. He did not like that bathroom. And as I was ready to get out of the bathtub, once you press yourself up and you stand up on your own 2 feet, and I could literally feel someone push me down on my shoulders and stomp me back into the bathtub. Yeah. Pluto lost his shit. He was charging the opposite corner of the bathroom like a maniac. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. That was literally my words. Because I was like, you do not have the audacity to touch me and then just leave. Bitch, no. You're not my ex. Come back here.
Finish the job at least. I mean, damn. I didn't get naked for no reason.
Yeah, so, and then a few nights after that, because I was always the last one to go to bed. I don't know why, but okay. So I was walking to the room, and I usually put, I'm not afraid of the dark, so I just put off all the lights and I go. And as I'm about to close the door, I see a black shadow, and I thought it was Belly because she's black as night.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, come, Belly, come in. She's like, come in the room.
What is your problem?
And my room was quite big there, so the bed was far away from the door. And in the minute, the second that I closed the door and switched on the lights, Belly looked up from the bed on the cushions. She was busy sleeping.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, shit, Karine, you did it now. You invited something into your room. Nice job. Nice. But anyway. So, okay, the next one I think was with the footsteps that you heard.
Yeah, that was also, and again, I didn't have anything nice to say to it. I was busy, I was having a rough day.
She was a dick towards this thing, just saying.
So, I mean, with the train, we would call them jump over trips. So, you'd get back today, you would go into work, do your preparation, and the next day you would get back onto the train or whatever the case may be. So I had one of those trips. So I had gotten back on the Wednesday and I was leaving again on the Friday. So I had the Thursday to do the laundry, to get the toiletries, to sort out my life, make myself seem like an adult. And so it was a pretty hectic day. I was running around quite a bit because I needed quite a few things, funny enough. So I'm standing in my bedroom, and I had a fairly large bedroom, and the next minute I just hear footsteps, but it sounds like a man wearing dress shoes. So I just hear these footsteps going down the passage, and I'm like, listen, bro, I'm not trying to be funny, but I really don't have the time nor the patience for your bullshit today. So if you don't mind, please piss off. And, it was gone. And I was like, okay, great. The bro understands, he's not gonna pester me anymore today. But that was pretty much the only experiences I really had in the house. And also the one day I nearly drowned in the bath as well, which was quite weird. I ran myself a bath again. I got back from a trip.
Yeah, and you were overtired as well.
Yeah, I was pretty knackered. And then I get into the bath, and, thank goodness I didn't run too deep of a bath. And somehow I ended up falling asleep in the bathtub, which is something I don't do. Well, besides the fact that we don't really have a bathtub in this home, we've just got a shower, so it'll be quite weird if you fall asleep in there. That's going to be quite painful. Not the falling part, it's just the, that sudden stop when you hit the floor. It's not going to be great, but not the point. So I fell asleep in the bathtub, and when I woke up, my face was just out of the water, and my hands were around my throat for some or other weird reason. But other than that, I didn't really have any strange experiences.
I honestly think this thing targeted me out of everyone because I had the most paranormal experiences in that house.
Well, also because you had, I've got, I think you and I can sit here and keep the listeners busy with loads of paranormal stories from both our sides. But I think also at that stage, your religion was a hell of a lot stronger, pardon the pun, excuse me.
Faith.
That was
my faith.
Yeah, your faith. That was not planned, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone by saying, that. And it was a lot stronger than everyone else in the homes combined. So again, that could probably also be a contributing factor.
So let's just fast forward a bit. So the last month of us living in this house, I was basically living alone in a
Which
3-bedroom.
Was exactly a year ago, now that I think about it.
In a 3-bedroom, massive house. Okay, I didn't have the staffies anymore. They went to live with my friend, so I'm alone in this house, and I know this stuff is going on in this house. So as we get ready, and I keep on packing things and getting everything ready for the big move. I think it was like the third last day. I was busy doing laundry.
That last week was quite hectic.
And because the last week I took leave, so I was home the whole day. And I was busy doing laundry, and we had a big hallway because the laundry room was outside of the kitchen, this back door. So you have to go into the kitchen and into the hall to go back to the bedrooms.
Yeah.
So I'm at the washing machine doing things, being a grown-up, and I hear the guitar in Alicia's bedroom fall over.
Which, by the way, was on the other side of the house.
Yes.
Just putting it out there.
So I'm just like, what? There's no windows open in that room because I did not like that room. I never went into that room alone. I did not like it at all. So, me being me, because I'm like, well, I am alone. I am a woman. So I grab the biggest kitchen knife I can get. I'm like, well, if they're going to kill me, I'm at least going to go down with a fight.
Yeah, I'll go down swinging.
So I walk into the bedroom. Now, I had a thing about opening windows in this room because this room was so dark all the time.
Cold. It was a really cold room.
So I always left the curtains open. Day or night, it was open. So I get into the room. First thing I notice, curtains are closed. I'm like, wow, this was not me. And then the guitar, now if a guitar falls over from a stand, it will lay right in front of the stand.
Yeah, maybe at most 2 feet away from it, at most.
This guitar was laying across the bedroom floor on the other side of the room.
But now you see, my point is just like, I feel like that's very unnecessary. I insulted you, not my guitar. Like,
so, never mind your guitar. Your friend is alone in the house with this thing and you're worried about your fucking guitar. Well, Thank you. I
you know I love you. You know I love you. Yes, you do.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to pick up the guitar. I'm going to put it on a bed. And I'm going to close the door for you. I'm going to leave the curtains closed. You can do whatever you want. Just please don't fuck around with the guitar. Because,
Or you.
Well, I didn't think about me because it was in your room.
You're not at that stage.
And I knew you weren't going to sleep in there again. So.
No. Good stuff.
So the last night, because the next day my friend was coming through from Vanabel. Well, how it doesn't help I say the name because not a lot of people's going to know where it is.
So it's like
180 kilometers away from us.
Yeah.
So he was coming from quite a distance.
Yeah.
Thank you. To come and help us move. If you're listening to this, thank you once again for that.
Thank you, Johan.
We're not allowed to say names, but okay. Now you are known.
Whoever heard that, it's like, I don't know.
So the night before you came was the worst night ever. of my life. I've never experienced anything like that. I was petrified. And I don't get scared either.
No, you don't scare easily.
So I was alone, obviously, going to bed. And as I go to the bed and I was just about to put off the light in the hallway, I just something just told me, don't put off this light. I think something was there that I did not want to see. So I was just you know what? Gonna leave you on. It's fine.
It's I'll listen, no problem.
So I close the bedroom door. And as I get in bed, I'm not gonna put off my bedside lamp. There's no way. I don't know. I just felt so uncomfortable. I can't even describe the feeling to you guys. So I'm sitting in bed and I'm just I need to sleep because tomorrow's gonna be a hard day and what. And as I lay my head down to sleep, now my bed was in such a way that I could see underneath my bedroom door. I see the light go off in the hallway. And I'm just what? But you can actually hear the light switch go, go off.
Yeah,
so it's not the light that just burst.
The
light bulb was done with life. No, it was the light switch was put off. So I'm well, shit. Okay, so
funny story, not my fault.
So I'm okay. So now this happened, and as this happened, my bladder was you need to pee. You need to go. You need to go right now. So I was oh my goodness. Why don't we have bedpans anymore? This is the thing, people.
We do, but in hospitals.
Just to tell you this, the hallway's light switch, if you opened my door, it was literally one step. And then you could put it on.
Yeah.
So I walked to my door, put on my light for my bedroom, and I counted till 3. I will never forget this. I counted to 3, and I'm close your eyes, just run for it, put on that light, and we're good.
And go.
And I was yes. And I did it. The light was on, and I ran down that hallway to the bathroom. I was so petrified. You have no idea. I literally want to cry right now. I don't know. It was a drop and go situation in a bathroom. I didn't put off one single light on my way back to the bedroom. I was nope. And you know how I feel about lights.
Yeah, we don't big fans of lights.
So as I get to the bedroom, I close the door. And I just put off my bedroom light, and I just turned around to get into bed. And I hear the light switches. Doop, doop. Now, people, at this stage, I was shitting myself.
I'm actually getting goosebumps.
I was shitting myself. I'm
not impressed.
What? No. So obviously I do the first thing that my mom taught me is if you're afraid, pray.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on my bed, holding my pillow as tight as I can in an iron tight grip. And I'm rocking myself back and forth and I'm just praying. I'm just praying.
I've literally got goosebumps.
You see, me as well. And while I'm praying, because now I can't close my eyes. I know you're supposed to close your eyes while you're praying, but I can't because I need to see what's going on. And as I'm praying and I'm just reciting this same prayer over and over and over, and as I'm doing this, I see the door handle. I first heard footsteps down the hallway, but it wasn't it wasn't hoofs. Wouldn't say it, but it sounded like something between a safety boot and a hoof.
But something heavy.
Something heavy.
Yeah.
But it was somewhere in between that. And you literally heard it. Doof, doof.
No, bro, I would not be impressed.
And I was no. And I just prayed harder.
Stay.
And then this thing walked up to I don't know what it was. It walked up to my bedroom door.
Yeah.
And I was oh hell no.
Not today.
So, I've never moved a bed so fast in my life. Okay, I moved it in front of the door. And I went and I sat in the corner. Because I was I'm not going to sit on the door while you do whatever you
Trying to do whatever.
Because my door couldn't lock.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
So, as I did that and I sat in the corner, I didn't hear anything. And then I heard this, I would never forget it in my life because I still get dreams about it. This heavy panting breathing, And I was like, what are you? Like,
Bro, that was too real.
Like, I don't really want to know, but what are you? And I was just like, I don't know, I just kept on praying. And all of a sudden, something just told me, close your eyes and pray harder. And that's what I did. And as I did this, I heard this thing, like, literally do this, you know,
Like when you fiddling with the door handle.
fiddle with my door handle. And I just, like, I'm like, no.
Like, you can think you're gonna die.
I don't know, as I was praying, I grabbed my Bible and I put it open on the bed in front of the door. Like, I don't know, I just felt I needed to do that.
Like an instinctive thing.
And I was back in my corner. And I was just like, no. And then, I don't know, you guys, this went on, it felt to me like for hours, but I don't know, I went to bed at like 2:30 something. And when I looked at the time, when all of this stopped, it was 4:00 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know, I was so dead tired. So when my friend arrived, I ran to him. I'm like, thank goodness you're here. I can't deal anymore.
Shame, man. Like,
So,
I feel
yeah.
so bad that I wasn't there. And, you know, it's quite funny. Karine and I, we really do this. Like, you know, if we get scared or something, we sleep in the other one's bed. You know, it's like, listen, bro, sleep over time.
Mostly you.
Yeah, it's actually me. It's me. And so we've got like a weird friendship. We honestly like sisters to each other. And I mean, we've only been friends for like 2.5 years. And like when we have our little sleepovers, it's literally like two like primary school girls, like you would call it in South Africa.
We
you know,
get giddy about it.
Yeah, like elementary school. Like we'll talk about the randomest shit, you know, like as you guys can hear. And I don't know, like we'll sit and watch YouTube videos. Like that's what we do. And it's like, okay, bro, I'm tired. I'm gonna catch a nap. So like, you know, I'll check you in the morning. It's like, okay, cool, good night. And yeah, so we have like a, I don't know, I think it's like a fun friendship, but we can still talk about like the most random things and serious things. But yeah, and on that, you know, real life experience notes. Thank you guys so much for listening. And yeah, again, just to recap some info on Miss Bathory, the Blood Countess, you know, some of our own personal experience, some of the things that they've witnessed in the tombs of the castle itself. Yeah, just, you know, subscribe, like us, comment, share, do whatever you want to do. Just have fun with it. Send us some emails about your own personal experiences with paranormal or with the paranormal.
And if there is a case of paranormal or most haunted places or whatever you feel that you want us to do episodes on this, give us a comment, give us an email, get us on Facebook, whatever you want. And please, if you like our channel, please like and subscribe. I have officially become that person asking for subscribers. But thank you guys so much for listening and for your support. We really do appreciate it. So we're gonna be saying goodbye from our side and lots of loves and kisses from Belly Button.
Okay guys, bye. Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.